Unlock the hidden secret of universal energy in your spine. I never expected a single dream to change everything. But there I was, lying in my bed, drenched in sweat, my heart racing like it was trying to escape my chest. And what haunted me was not the darkness around, but the swirling images within my mind. A figure cloaked in light, whispering secrets about energy, life force, and a hidden power buried deep in my spine. I blinked against the bright morning sun slicing through my curtains. My body felt heavy, laden with a weight I couldn't identify. Doubt crept in. What if it was just a trick of sleep? What if it led nowhere? I rolled out of bed, the wooden floor cool against my bare feet. Outside, the air buzzed with life, but inside, a storm brewed. I looked in the mirror, searching for answers in my own wide eyes. What am I meant to discover? I slipped into the silence of my small garden, crickets chirping, the rustle of leaves whispering secrets of their own. I closed my eyes. What was that voice in my dream? Could it guide me? As I focused inward, I felt an electric tingle start at the base of my spine. A rush of energy surged through me, igniting my senses. The world felt vibrant, alive. Questions flooded my mind like a raging river. What did it mean? Why now? A chill snaked down my spine, not from the cool air, but from the gravity of the unknown pulling me. I watched a leaf flutter, casting crazy shadows as it danced in the breeze. Each rustle seemed to call, to beckon me to uncover the truth. What lies beyond? What had I tapped into? Then, just as suddenly as it began, the moment dissipated. I stood alone in the quiet, the spiritual weight clinging to me. In the distance, a bird screeched, breaking the stillness. I opened my eyes, breathless and bewildered. What did all of this mean? What journey awaited me? I shivered, not from cold, but anticipation. Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon, and while you're there, smash that like button. It really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. The sun dipped lower in the sky, casting vibrant hues of orange and pink across the horizon. Each color felt like an invitation, a silent whisper from the cosmos urging me to delve deeper into the mystery that had unceremoniously claimed my waking thoughts. I could still feel the residue of that dream, the sensation of light wrapping around me, carrying the essence of a powerful truth. As twilight descended, I was drawn into the depths of my small garden again, compelled by a force I couldn't quite articulate. There, under the watchful eyes of blooming flowers, I sat cross-legged on the soft earth. I breathed deeply, trying to anchor myself in the moment, but my mind roamed wildly, haunted by unanswered questions. Suddenly, I heard an unfamiliar rustling behind me. My heart quickened. Turning, I saw an elderly neighbor, Mrs. Patel, her hair like silver wisps fluttering in the breeze. She approached me with a knowing smile that seemed to hold the weight of countless life experiences. "You seem troubled, dear," she said gently, the corners of her eyes crinkling. "Just thinking," I mumbled, half focused on the dance of fireflies weaving through the night. "Thinking can lead to insight or confusion," she observed, sitting beside me on the cool ground. "What is it that occupies your mind?" Something in her presence felt soothing, like home. I recounted my dream, the figure cloaked in light, and the energy that thrummed within me. The words spilled forth, clearer with each syllable. As I spoke, she listened intently, nodding in understanding. "You're at a pivotal point," she declared after I finished, her voice merging with the soothing sounds of the evening. "The energy you've tapped into is ancient. Many discovery paths are paved with uncertainty and questions. Sometimes, we must embrace the unknown." Her eyes twinkled like stars, and I felt a rise of hope amidst my confusion. "But how do I embrace it?" I pressed, desperate for a tangible anchor. Child, the answers will only come as you open your heart and spirit to the universe, she replied cryptically. You must wander to find. The signs will appear as you tune into the vibrations around you. This journey, is it lonely? I asked, the thought of solitude biting at my resolve. Loneliness is but a shadow. Seek connection with nature, with people, and ultimately with yourself. Embrace both the light and the dark. As Mrs. Patel's words sank in, the ground felt suddenly sacred beneath me. In the quiet of the dusk, it became apparent that embracing what lay ahead would mean encountering both fear and wonder. After our conversation, I walked back inside. A little fire ignited in my heart. That night, the boundaries of sleep blurred as I reflected on her teachings. What could the universe reveal if I made my journey visible? The world held a tapestry woven of energies waiting to be discovered. As my eyelids grew heavy, the echoes of our exchange lingered, fueling both curiosity and a tinge of apprehension. I closed my eyes, ready to surrender to dreams, my mind teeming with visions of possibilities. What signs awaited me in the coming days? What revelations lay on the horizon, concealed in the gentle embrace of night? I drifted into slumber, yearning for guidance, the mystery of my journey far from resolved but more tantalizing than ever. Morning light filtered through my window, invading my dreams gently, as if offering a warm invitation to wake. I opened my eyes, greeted by the familiar sound of birds chirping outside an orchestra, rehearsing for the day ahead. As I sat up, the remnants of Mrs. Patel's wisdom wrapped around me, holding the promise of a new exploration. Determined to seek the vibrations she spoke of, I decided to venture beyond my garden today. With each step away from home, I felt a peculiar sensation sparking within me, as if the universe was guiding my feet toward a deeper understanding. My destination was a nearby park known for its sprawling trees and serene pond, a place where nature thrived in its unfiltered beauty. Upon arriving, the surroundings felt alive, every rustle of leaves and ripple in the pond harmonizing in an untouched symphony. I found a secluded bench near the water, where the reflections danced like clouds on a spring day. I closed my eyes, surrendering to the embrace of the moment. The sun warmed my skin, and with each breath, I imagined pulling in the energy around me. As I sat in silence, allowing the world to swirl around me, a sound interrupted my meditative state, a light tapping, like water drumming. I opened my eyes to see a young girl, perhaps no older than 8, hovering near the water's edge, her hand raised, reaching towards something unseen. Intrigued, I observed. She was fixated on a small, colorful pebble that gleamed beneath the surface, its vibrancy calling out to her. Without hesitation, she waded into the shallow water, the ripples expanding outward like waves of curiosity. Look, she called out, her voice laced with pure joy as she grasped the pebble, holding it triumphantly above her head. Her innocence reminded me of a time when curiosity guided my own steps. I approached her, drawn by her enthusiasm. What a beautiful stone, I remarked, genuinely captivated. I think it's magical. She beamed, her eyes shining with wonder. When you find something like this, it means you're lucky. It whispers secrets to you. Secrets? I echoed, feeding into her imagination. What kind of secrets? She pondered for a moment, eyes narrowing as if trying to unravel the mysteries of the universe. Tells me to be brave and to tell stories, she declared, her voice firm, and that I should always look for treasures, everywhere. Her words struck me in ways I couldn't quite articulate. The innocence imbued with wisdom resonated deeply, like a bell tolling in the depths of my consciousness. Could the energy of the universe truly whisper secrets to those willing to listen? As she turned her attention back to her discovery, I resumed my seat on the bench, contemplating the girl's proclamation. Her simplicity enveloped the complexity of adulthood I was grappling with, reminding me that my journey wasn't just about seeking profound truths. It was also about finding joy in the small treasures life had to offer. I noticed the breeze stir the leaves above, bringing forth the scent of the earth mingled with blossoms. I closed my eyes again, allowing the harmony of the world to envelope me. There was a sensation of connection, threads of energy weaving through both my own spirit and that of the young girl, a tapestry rich in intention and vibrancy. Suddenly, a subtle image flashed in my fleeting vision of the cloaked figure from my dream, now clearer and more defined. I felt a rush of energy, a connection that resonated through the very core of my being. It was unlike anything I had encountered before, igniting a curiosity that was both exhilarating and daunting. When I finally opened my eyes again, I realized I had lingered longer than I intended. The sun now hung high, casting playful shadows across the bench. I rose slowly, heart swelling with a newfound understanding. What I'm searching for isn't just within the realm of profound mysteries, but also in the everyday moments that hold the potential for deeper revelations. As I began my walk home, the questions multiplied within me. What treasures awaited in my daily interactions? What secrets remained hidden beneath the surface of my reality? The journey was evolving each moment, not just a step, but a part of a larger dance with the universe. There was an urgency too, a whisper calling me to delve deeper. What if the energy coursing through me was a reflection of the very secrets waiting to be uncovered? The quest didn't end here. Rather, it was just beginning. With each step, I realized the answers lay intertwined with my willingness to embrace the simplicity and complexity of both the mundane and the magnificent. Yet as I returned home, one question lingered. How can one truly open themselves to the whispers of the universe while navigating the inevitable shadows of uncertainty? The inquiry felt as profound as the journey itself, echoing in the chambers of my spirit. The days flowed softly into one another, kissed by the lingering warmth of the sun and the rustle of autumn leaves beginning to crumble. I found myself returning to the park often, each visit a gentle reminder of the lessons woven into the fabric of nature. The young girl's laughter echoed in my mind, a melody that seemed to stir the air around me, coaxing forth layers of curiosity I had buried deep beneath the routine of my life. On one such afternoon, I sat beneath the canopy of a sprawling oak, its gnarled branches a testament to perseverance. I closed my eyes and surrendered once again to the vibrations of the world around me. Breathe in, breathe out. The rhythm of my breath mingled with the whispers of the trees, lulled me into an introspective state that it was in this stillness. A sound unexpected splintered the tranquility, a haunting melody that danced on the wind. I opened my eyes and turned towards the source, drawn by the enchanting notes floating through the air. A woman stood nearby, her fingers deftly maneuvering the strings of a violin. Each stroke conjured a story steeped in emotion, the music weaving across the landscape, wrapping around me like a warm embrace. Compelled, I approached her, gently interrupting her performance. "Your music is beautiful," I said, marveling at the transcendence of the moment. She glanced up, her eyes sparkling with a knowing glint. "Thank you. It's a language I feel everyone can understand if they're willing to listen." Language. The word hung in the air, tantalizing and profound, leading me further down the rabbit hole of my curiosity. Yes, music is energizing expression of the universe's secrets. Just like those hidden treasures, she gestured vaguely across the pond. Every note resonates with a frequency that dances with the energy of the listener. A lump rose in my throat as I absorbed her words. Was there a connection between the music and the secrets of the universe the little girl spoke of? "Do you believe music can unlock something within us?" I asked, tapping into the well of uncertainty and wonder that poured from my heart. "Absolutely," she smiled, leaning forward as if to share a cherished secret. "It's a mirror reflecting our inner landscapes, unveiling emotions we often conceal. Each time you feel moved, it's an invitation to explore deeper parts of yourself." Sitting there, my eyes glistening with revelation, the realization hit me. There was an intricate web connecting me, the music, the earth, and the Universia tapestry without end. The motif of discovery was rapidly intensifying, changing in nuances and perspectives, yet bound together by a single thread of resonance. Could this be how the universe educates and enlightens us, through the very vibrations we create and immerse ourselves in? After a while, the woman concluded her performance with a soft note that lingered like a breath held too long. As the last sound dissipated, She looked at me with an intensity that settled over the conversation like a protective cloak. "Remember," she said, her voice a low whisper. "To hear the whispers, you must first quiet the noise within." I nodded, feeling the weight of her guidance sinking into my bones. Leaving the park that day, I was not just filled with questions, but with an energy that sparked like fresh beginnings. What could I uncover within myself through the language of music and the nature surrounding me? The answer loomed like a distant lighthouse, casting beams of light upon the fog of uncertainty. I contemplated the duality of what it means to seek beauty while confronting shadows. My mind wandered back to the cloaked figure from my earlier dreams, an embodiment of those unexplored aspects of my journey. What messages did they carry for me? Was I also a conduit of this universal energy, some hidden secret still waiting to reveal its significance? Days turned to weeks filled with constellations of exploration, journaling my encounters, engaging in conversations that sparked new dimensions of thinking, and hunting for the treasures that blossomed in the mundane. The world transformed into my canvas. Every person, every rhythm of nature became a brushstroke profoundly marking my ever-growing understanding. But lingering still, like a shadow in the periphery of my vision, was one stubborn question. If the universe truly communicates through energies and vibrations, what must I fully embrace within myself to unlock the depths of my own enigmatic truth? Each inquiry unfurled layers, but this one felt weighty, as if it harbored truths yet revealed as I lay each night beneath the stars. I wondered if answers were destined to emerge through the intersections of music, nature, and the whispers that awaited my embrace. The dance continued, each step urging me further into the depths of exploration, where the indistinguishable edges of self and the universe blended into a harmonious symphony waiting to be played. The crispness in the air had deepened, hinting at the impending arrival of winter as I returned to the park one chilly afternoon. The sounds of life had shifted. The laughter of children was muted, and the rustling leaves whispered of the transition from the fullness of autumn to the quietude of the coming season. Each step I took upon the familiar path felt different, reverberating with an unspoken anticipation, a sense that I was on the threshold of something profound, that I found solace beneath the oak where our earlier exchange had unfolded. Today, however, my heart was heavy, weighed down by the questions that had settled uneasily within me. Distant echoes of laughter and music lingered in the corners of my mind, but they were now intertwined with a palpable longing. What hidden truths still awaited discovery? I closed my eyes again, grounding myself in the rhythm of my breath, inviting stillness to fill the turbulent spaces as I inhaled the cool, crisp air. It transformed into a gentle mist, a transforming veil that encased the world around me. I felt the murmur of vibrations in my bones, an energetic hum guiding me into a deeper state of awareness. It was there, in that liminal space between breath and silence, that a sudden movement caught my attention. Emerging from the shadows of the trees was a figure wrapped in a cloak of deep indigo, their face obscured beneath a wide-brimmed hat. "You seek answers," the figure said, their voice a melody echoing through the twilight. My pulse quickened. A mixture of fear and intrigue coursed through me. "Who are you?" I stammered, my heart thrumming as I stepped closer. "What do you know of my searching?" "I am a keeper of secrets," they replied cryptically, extending a delicate hand adorned with rings that glimmered like stars. "I am here to guide you to the threshold of your own inner cosmos, to uncover the energies that resonate within your spine, the sacred pathway of awakening." The mention of the spine sent shivers down my back. I had pondered the connection between our physical forms and abstract energies, yet the way they spoke felt as if it transcended my understanding. "What do you mean by the sacred pathway?" I pressed, grappling with my curiosity fueled by apprehension. "Within you lies the energy of creation," the figure spoke, their tones softening, "the potential to break through barriers that bind you to that which you fear. But to unlock it, you must confront the shadows and illuminate the darkness contained in your spine, the repository of your suppressed emotions, your fears, and your truths." I stood mesmerized, realizing that the figure was like the composer of the symphony of my life, guiding me to find my voice amidst the chaos of unarticulated thoughts. "How do I begin this journey?" I inquired, my voice barely a whisper, as if questioning would shatter the fragile reality of this encounter. "Embrace your music, listen closely. The harmonies and dissonances that arise from your heart will lead you to the truths you seek. They answered, the depth of their gaze penetrating into the recesses of my soul. But be wary. It requires courage to face the vibrations that lie beneath. With that, the figure gestured towards the nearby pond, now reflecting the clouds gathering in the slate-gray sky. Each ripple twinkled with a promesia calling beckoning me to explore the depths of my own being, to venture into uncharted waters. Yet, uncertainty lurked still. How could one navigate their own shadows? The figure stepped back, fading into the muted colors of dusk, leaving behind a lingering energy that hung heavy in the air. I was left aroused with questions heavier than before. How could I confront those shadows without succumbing to fear? Would I find the courage to embrace what lay hidden? As the first stars pierced the twilight, the innate beauty of the universe gleamed above, reminding me of the intricate web of connections binding us all. I felt the pull of music stir within me, a reminder to honor the whispers that ignited my curiosity. Yet the truth remained veiled in obscurity, lingering just out of reach. I pondered, what would it reveal about me? This journey into the essence of my being? What energies awaited identification, reflection, and the peace of acceptance? Each question both tantalized and terrified me, propelling me forward toward truths I had yet to unravel. Indeed, my path was only just beginning, inviting discovery amidst the whispers of each night. As I gazed upward, a constellation of questions hung sparkling against the backdrop of existence. And so I wondered, in seeking to disentangle the symphony within me, could I ultimately find harmony with the universe? Would such a balance unlock the secret energy dwelling in my spine, waiting patiently for me to awaken it to life? The chill of evening settled deeper as I remained near the pond, entranced by the fleeting presence of the cloaked figure. The stillness of the water mirrored my own introspection, untouched by the winds of doubt that had begun to swirl around my heart. I could feel the vibrations that the figure had mentioned resonate softly within me, echoing like distant bells calling from an ancient temple. I closed my eyes once more, willing myself to lustento hear the music of my spirit. The notes were faint at first, like a lullaby sung in a language yet unknown to me. I breathed deliberately, allowing each inhale to gather the air charged with unseen forces, and each exhale to dissolve the tension that knotted in my chest. Suddenly, a soft breeze shifted my awareness, carrying with it an unexpected scent, a hint of wild jasmine wafting from the woods beyond the pond. It beckoned me, bright and intoxicating, a floral brilliance amidst the encroaching gloom. Driven by instinct, I opened my eyes and followed the invisible thread of scent that wound deeply into the forest's embrace. With each step into the foliage, the world shifted into a symphony of soft rustles and whispers. Leaves danced on the ground, and branches creaked overhead in a rhythmic song that felt intimately intertwined with my journey. Here, in the heart of the woods, I found an ancient oak standing resolutely, its gnarled branches reaching outward as if to cradle the sky. Its roots sprawled across the earth, intertwining with the stones, weaving a silent story of resilience and growth. I approached this grand tree, pressing my palm against its rough bark, feeling the pulse of life thrumming through it. In that moment of connection, a sensation washed over me, a warmth that surged through my limbs, igniting the energies the cloaked figure had spoken of. I sensed layers of history interlaced within the wood, whispers of those who had sought wisdom beneath its boughs, conversations held in secrecy and longing, the ache of hearts seeking solace among the unyielding truths of existence. As I leaned against the oak, visions began to flicker in the recesses of my mind. I saw glimpses of my own life, the moments of joy intertwined with fragments of despair, each overshadowed by voices of doubt and fear. They pulsed like an old melody I hadn't yet learned how to play. My spine tingled, a gentle reminder of the energies lying dormant within me, a call to illuminate those lingering shadows. A gentle rustle sounded in the underbrush, pulling my attention. From behind the oak, a small fox emerged, its fur a vibrant orange against the drab tones of autumn. It paused, its amber eyes locking onto mine with a knowing presence that sent a shiver down my spine. In that moment, I felt a communion with this creature, a silent understanding of the courage it took to navigate the wild. The fox tilted its head, as if urging me to follow. With no conscious thought, I rose and did just that. I trailed behind it, deeper into the heart of the woods, guided by an unnameable instinct. The forest grew more alive with each passing moment. The calls of distant owls echoed off the trunks of trees, and the night sky opened above us like an infinite canvas dotted with stars. Eventually, we arrived at a clearing where the moonlight cascaded down, illuminating a small altar of stones encircled by delicate ferns. In the center lay a small bowl carved from ancient wood, still slick with dew. The fox paused, looking back at me with a steady gaze before darting off into the thicket. Leaving me alone with the altar and the mystique of the night, I approached the bowl, feeling drawn to its earthy presence. It beckoned me to honor it with a symbol of my journey. I reached within and produced a small stone I had carried in my pocket, a token of my path thus far, a reminder of my questions, fears, and hopes. As I placed the stone within the bowl, something shifted. A ripple of energy flowed through me, as if the cosmos acknowledged my offering, my willingness to confront the shadows that resided within me as I stood. A gust of wind swirled through the clearing, and I felt a gentle yet firm pulse reverberate against the hidden currents in my spine. In that moment, I understood that I was not alone on this journey. The universe was alive, intricately woven with energies waiting for my recognition. Returning to the oak with renewed conviction, I pondered the unfolding mysteries. The fox's presence, the ancient tree, the energies swirling in my spine, they were not mere coincidences but signs guiding me toward the deeper essence of who I was meant to become. Yet the questions lingered still, like shadows dancing along the periphery of my consciousness. Would these encounters anchor me with the wisdom I sought? Could the energies within transform my fears into strength? As I gazed upward, the stars sparkled like pieces of an intricate map, each a beacon of possibility, reminding me of the expansive journey ahead. And so I reflected. In listening to the whispers of nature and the echoes of my own heart, could I truly unlock the hidden energies within and embrace the symphony waiting to resonate through my very being? The cool night air wrapped around me as I lingered under the ancient oak, the silent witness to my revelations. The experience with the fox lingered like a soft melody, inviting a deeper investigation into the nature of Connect-Iona thread, weaving through all beings, binding us together in this vast tapestry of existence. As I considered the significance of my encounter, a flicker of movement caught my eye near the altar. A small, luminescent orb floated just above the ground, pulsing gently with a rhythm that echoed the life bounding in my own chest. Curiosity ignited within me, and I approached it cautiously, entranced by the glow that danced like starlight. The orb seemed almost sentient, shifting through colors reminiscent of sunset skies and blooming flowers. I reached out tentatively, daring to touch the surface, and was met with a rush of warmth that flowed through me like a current of electricity. In an instant, images flashed before my eyes, visions of the forest at dawn, each tree imbued with a vibrant spark of life, each creature harmonizing with its surroundings. I felt the energy of the universe swirl around me, a dynamic pulse of creation that tied every being to the earth and stars above. What felt like seconds became an expansive eternity as I surrendered to the energy enveloping me. I was no longer an observer, but a participant in the universal dance. My heart synchronized with the heartbeat of the forest, a deep and abiding rhythm of connection. In those moments, the weight of my doubts lightened, replaced by potent clarity that surged from my spine outward, awakening every dormant feeling, every dream I had buried beneath unyielding layers of fear. Opening my eyes, I found myself once again in the clearing, yet something was different. Time felt elastic, twisting around the stories woven within the very soil. I took a deep breath, invigorated by the realization that my journey was as much about the bonds I formed with the world as it was about my inner landscape. A rustling in the ferns beside me drew my attention. There, serene and solemn, stood an elder woman, her silver hair cascading down her shoulders like silver threads of starlight. She wore a cloak made of the forest itself, intermingled leaves and woven vines casting her in hues of green and gold. Her eyes held a wisdom that seemed eternal, each flicker a reflection of lives lived and lessons learned. "Fear not, seeker," she intoned, her voice like the gentle rustle of leaves in the wind. You have awakened to the whispers of the collective spirit. Each moment spent in this dance shapes not only your fate but the fates of others within the web of life. I nodded, but questions swirled in my mind, buoyed by her presence. What does it mean to awaken? How do I harness this energy and use it to illuminate the shadows of my past? The woman smiled softly, taking a step closer, emboldened by the trust that had effortlessly woven through the air between us. Awakening is merely the first step on the path. It is through intention and action that you channel this energy within. Feel it rise like a tide, gather it at your core, and follow the currents of your spirit as they guide you to serve both yourself and others. Her words resonated deeply, echoing the promises I had longed for. I felt within me the seeds of potential take root, entwined with a sense of responsibility toward those around me. But lingering doubts surfaced again, shadowed by the enormity of the task before me as I searched her eyes for answers. She reached out gently, placing her hand over my heart. Remember, dear one, every manifestation of despair can transform into a lesson. Your fears are not barriers but gateways waiting to be opened. But you must walk forward, even when the path is cloaked in uncertainty. I felt the warmth of her palm seep through me, igniting embers of courage that had long been dormant. In that connection, I understood. This journey would not solely be about self-discovery. It was an invitation to carry the light beyond my own shadows and illuminate the path for others. Traversing the same wilderness, she withdrew her touch. The world around us shimmered, and I sensed the forest exhale as if it had understood the gravity of our exchange. The glowing orb reappeared, dancing around me, intertwining with the stars now bright in the night sky. Before I could ask her my next question, she began to dissolve into the mist of the night, her voice lingering like a soft breeze. Seek the answers in the whispers of the woods, dear one. The universe is patient. It holds your secrets and stories within. Listen closely, for every end births a new beginning. And just like that, she was gone, leaving only the gentle glow of the orb and the echo of my questions. I wondered as I stood alone, contemplating all that unfolded, could I truly navigate this new path and weave my energy into the fabric of collective existence? Could my journey through fear reshape the world around me? The stars twinkled brightly overhead, and once again, I felt the resonance of possibility dance within my spine. In the stillness of the forest, I reflected on these questions, pondering how to unlock the hidden dimensions of universal energy and transform my existence into a source of light for all. What would it take to surrender fully to this journey and allow my spirit to awaken the truths waiting to be uncovered? The forest seemed to hold its breath, as if inviting me to step deeper into its embrace. The luminescent orb pulsed gently, an invitation to continue exploring the inner sanctum of my consciousness. I felt an urge to follow it, to discover the unraveling tapestry of existence further. So I stepped forward into the shroud of trees. With each movement, I became acutely aware of the whispering winds in the branches above, the resonant heartbeat of the earth beneath my feet, and the cool, moist air that enveloped me, saturated with the perfume of damp moss and wildflowers. I followed the orb as it glided effortlessly through the entwined roots and towering trunks, each step echoing inside me, awakening not just awareness but curiosity about what lay ahead. Every twist and turn revealed a new aspect of the forest, a kaleidoscope of life unfolding. I passed a family of deer, their grace evident as they milled quietly, unaware of my presence. Further along, an ancient stone outcropping stood like a guardian, covered in lichen that sparkled as though dusted with silver. In that moment, I felt a pull toward the stone, an inexplicable urge to touch its cool surface as my fingers grazed the stone's weathered face. A flurry of energy rushed through me, a stream of whispers rising from the earth itself. This stone was not merely a remnant of time but a repository of stories, a witness to countless journeys and lives that had passed. My heart quickened. Could secrets of the universe be hidden within such ordinary elements? I closed my eyes, letting the whispers wash over me. Echoes of laughter, cries of sorrow, and shouts of joy floated in, forming a symphony of connectedness. I realized how every emotion, every thought, contributed to the greater narrative of Existencia Cosmic Library I could tap into if only I expanded my understanding of what it meant to be alive. Opening my eyes once more, I glanced around, the weight of revelation pressing upon me. The problem remained, however, how could I translate this understanding into action? How could I contribute to the weaving of this unseen fabric? The questions spiraled within me, an internal tempest swirling in time with the rhythms of the forest. Stepping back from the stone, I noticed something glimmering in a patch of sunlight filtering through the leaves. A piece of broken glass, crystalline and sharp. I approached it cautiously, drawn by its beauty and by the contrasting themes of fragility and resilience it embodied. It shimmered with an array of colors, just like the orb, hinting at transformation. What stories did this shard hold? Was it a remnant of something once whole, now fragmented but casting light in all directions? I picked it up gingerly and held it to the sun, letting its rays refract into the air around me, painting ethereal rainbows. In that moment, it struck me how closely it mirrored my own journey. Was I not also a collection of broken pieces, gathered, poured into the mold of experience, and now ready to reflect something beautiful back to the world? With this thought, I sat upon the cool ground under the gentle caress of sunlight filtering through the leaves. I closed my eyes, grounding myself, channeling the energy flowing through me, imagining it spiraling down my spine, me hidden secret, ready to be unlocked. In silence, I pondered the questions once more, allowing them to guide me deeper. What if I embraced each fracture, acknowledged them as integral to the formation of my identity? How would my fears transform if I recognized their essence as potential, waiting to be shaped into action, into a beacon of light? As that reality settled within me, the orb circled closer, illuminating my thoughts, igniting a fire of determination. I felt empowered, not merely to seek knowledge but to engage with it, become a vessel through which this energy could flow into the world, into the hearts of others navigating their own shadows. Yet, a deep-seated curiosity lingered, yearning for insight that transcended my personal journey. What lay beyond the immediate whispers of the forest? Might there be an awakening yet unknown? A deeper mystery hidden even beyond the tales shared by the stone and the wisdom of the trees? As the orb pulsed softly, swirling bright light around me, I clenched the glass shard tightly in my palm, determined to seek answers but humbled by the awareness that the journey itself would continue unraveling, revealing layers of truth still to come. How would these layers stretch? And would they lead me closer to the core of universal energy, the very source that connects us all? The forest hummed gently around me, its melody woven from the sounds of life in every corner. As I sat there, cradling the shard of glass in my hand, the light danced across my closed eyelids. A powerful current surged through me, echoing the forest's vibrant heartbeat, and I felt not alone but part of something greater, an intertwined tapestry of existence that extended in all directions, spanning time and space. I took a deep breath, inhaling the earthy scent around me, and opened my eyes, determined to explore the next layer of this mysterious world. The orb, sensing my resolve, pulsed even brighter, almost as if encouraging my forward movement. I stood and began to walk again, the ground firm beneath my feet, each step carrying me further into this ethereal realm. Before long, I came upon a clearing bathed in soft, golden light. Giant ferns swayed lazily, and at the center, an enormous tree stood sentinel, its root system sprawling like twisted fingers grasping the earth. I approached it, feeling a magnetic pull toward the trunk, which was etched with deep grooves that resonated with ancient wisdom. When I placed my palm against the rough bark, a rush of warmth enveloped me. Suddenly, fragmented images swirled in my mind. A vision of landscapes long forgotten, ancient spirits dancing joyously around fires, and echoes of wisdom from sages long past. The tree seemed alive, sharing its history with me, its essence flowing through the fibers that connected us. In that moment, I understood that this tree was not just a living being, but a Bridgia living library where wisdom and consciousness converged. Where I had once felt isolated in my journey, I now sensed a pulsating energy, like a heartbeat shared between us. I realized that the glass shard I clutched was a fragment of the same story, a testament to resilience in the face of fragmentation, a mirror reflecting humanity's constant revival from the ashes of its narratives. As I withdrew my hand, a sudden breeze whisked through the clearing, carrying with it a whisper, a single word that echoed in the silence of my mind: integration. It lifted my spirit, making me feel buoyant, and I found myself pondering how every experience, every fracture, and repair shaped my understanding and my essence. But my inquiries did not cease there. The intertwining roots of the great tree drew my attention again. What secrets lay beneath the surface? If energy connected all of creation, what would it reveal if I delved deeper beyond the visible, into the heart of its ancient wisdom? I was both excited and apprehensive at the idea of exploration, but tethered to the allure of discovery. As I knelt beside the tree, tracing the contours of its roots with reverent fingers, I felt as if time itself spiraled into a singular moment. A vibrant tapestry unfolded in my mind, each thread representing a journey, an experience, a teaching. Surely, communities existed past and present that lived resonantly with the energy I was beginning to comprehend. They must have faced similar mysteries, finding solutions under starlit skies and weaving their narratives into the fabric of the universe. In that space, a question emerged, bright and unyielding. How did they navigate the shadows? What tools or insights helped them find clarity amidst chaos? As I reflected, I felt an urge, not just to learn for myself, but to share this energy, this wisdom with others. It swirled within me, waiting for expression, ready to emerge as a guiding light. And yet, despite the currents of knowledge washing over me, a whisper of doubt lingered. How could I transmit such profound insight when I was still unraveling my own? The duality of excitement and uncertainty tangled within me, urging me to face these questions with humility and grace. The orb overhead shimmered like a heartbeat, coaxing me to look beyond my fears, to embrace them as part of the journey. As I rose to my feet, invigorated by the exchange with the tree, I understood that I did not need all the answers now. My task was to allow the unfolding to happen and to trust the process. As I turned to leave the clearing, I cast a final glance back at the tree, now resonating with the casting gold of sunlight. It whispered an invitation to return, to learn, to connect, and to uncover more of what lay beneath the surface, beneath the roots. With each step away, I felt the pulse of the forest guiding me, filling my heart with the possibility of discovery. Yet the mystery lingered. What was the hidden secret that the universe wanted to reveal next? What awaited me in the depths of my journey? The treasure buried deep within both the earth and my own soul. As the last remnants of daylight faded from the horizon, surrendering to the embrace of twilight, I found myself standing once more beneath the great oak tree in the clearing, the heart of my exploration. The experiences of the past days surged within me like an unquenchable tide, each lesson, each whisper from nature carrying the essence of awakening. I looked up through the branches, watching the first stars timidly flicker into existence against an expansive canvas, each a flicker of possibility, each a reminder of the mysteries yet to be revealed. In that moment, standing with my back pressed against the sturdy trunk of this ancient tree, I felt an urge to connect deeply and profoundly. The memories and energies I had encountered floated around me like a gentle breeze, coalescing into a symphony of voices echoing through the woods. I closed my eyes, feeling my breath synchronize with the wind, the rustling leaves, and the twinkling stars above. It was an invitation to dive deeper into the energies I had been awakening, energies that flowed through my spine, through the essence of my being. As I embraced the stillness, the vision of the cloaked figure emerged before my mind's eye. With the gentle cadence of their voice, I recalled their words, "Embrace the shadows, for within them lies your truth." I pondered what it truly meant to embrace the shadowy parts of myself, the fears and hesitations that coiled around my heart like invasive vines. Yet, as each day passed, I sensed a transformative shift within me, a gradual peeling away of layers, like unfurling petals of a flower reaching for the sun. A wave of understanding washed over me. I opened my eyes, focused on the ground beneath me, on the roots that tangled with the earth. This oak was a testament to resilience, a reminder that what lies beneath the surface is often what nourishes, stabilizes, and enriches. If I were to harvest the hidden powers within my spine, I had to acknowledge the interconnectedness of my fears and triumphs, the cracks that allowed light to seep through with newfound clarity. I knelt on the soft earth, pressing my palms against its cool surface. Guide me. I whispered to the universe, and the energies intertwined with my spirit. I felt a surge course through me, as if the tree itself lent me strength. I envisioned the energy rising from my spinney, a brilliant light cascading upward toward the cosmos, intertwining with the stars above. That I end that sacred moment, something remarkable happened. Images flooded my mind, not only of my own journey, but of countless others who had walked similar paths, seeking light amidst darkness. I saw the struggles of the young girl at the pond, the wisdom shared with Mrs. Patel, the melody flowing from the violinist's bow. All of us, connected in a tapestry of existence, blurring the boundaries between self and other. The shadows we faced were not ours to carry alone. They belonged to humanity itself. I end this realization. I felt an awakening, an unveiling of purpose. My journey was not simply for my own understanding. It was for the collective, a sharing of energy, wisdom, and light. The hidden secret of universal energy coursed through my veins and my spine, the brilliant awareness that we are all threads in the cosmic fabric, woven together in the dance of life. With the pulse of that thought resonating within me, I began to rise, the energy surging through me intertwined with every shadow I had faced, each emotion transformed into a testament of resilience. I could feel my heart expanding, opening to the possibilities of sharing the light, illuminating the paths of others fumbling through their darkness. As I drew breath into my lungs, the air grew thick with potential, a heavy yet buoyant force tangling with the essence of my purpose. I understood that the journey would not end here. Rather, it would evolve, requiring me to remain vigilant, to embrace both fear and wonder, and to share what I had come to know. The trees whispered softly, reassuring me, and the stars above twinkled in agreement. With one last glance at the oak, the guardian of my revelations, I made my way back through the forest path, knowing I was aligning with the great energy of the universal living, breathing force that surrounded us all. As I stepped through the threshold of the woods and into the clearing, I looked back one final time, feeling a profound gratitude for the journey that had brought me here, the wisdom, the shadows, the light, and ultimately, the love that binds us together. And then, anchoring my spirit in the truth I had uncovered, I whispered to the night, "In the heart of every shadow lies the light of possibility. To awaken is to embrace the dance of both." With that profound insight, a rush of peace settled within me, a sense of homecoming resonating deep in my spine, as though the hidden energies of the universe converged into one harmonious melody, echoing a truth that would resonate not only through my journey but through eternity itself.